Today we have our lovely Volvo A30G, a popular Volvo, and I'll just show you guys how it's done. So first off, while climbing in, you'll see the isolation here. Obviously from the diagram, if you flick it this way, that is off. You turn it this way, it's on. So right now it's on because I just got off it. So going in, you could see your operator seats, everything, and this is the little baby seats. So first thing first, we'll talk about the seats. Coming down to the seat, you could see the adjustable. Most times when it's on, you push this in, it pumps in air for the suspension of the seats, just to make you comfortable. And yeah, well, seats. So this is the control, the basic control. This is what it looks like in an A30G, you know. So so first, let's talk about how I operate this, and maybe you guys will give me some tips as well how you do it. So let's get down to it. So coming down here on your left hand side, down here you get your lightning. All these are your lightning system. This is the beacon on top, always keep it on when you're walking on sides. These are your lightning front and back. This one is your dashboard display. Just like a night mode, you know, you're not seeing clearly, you have to increase the brightness and all that. There's no button here. This is for the heated mirrors. And up here you could see the mirror. Flick this to the right mirror, to the left mirror, to set your mirrors comfortably. This is the display. Come in here, of course, this is your diesel, this is your AdBlue, and every other thing like a regular car. Anyway, I won't go into much details. This is your regen button. When it needs a regen, you could just tap on this. This is your control to control the dashboard and look out for your hydraulic settings, your load count and everything you might need there. Now on this button, this is the stop button. It's off. When you flick it on, that is the stop button. What happens is, before you turn it off, I'll show you guys later, hopefully before the video ends. When you turn this on and you turn the ignition off, what happens is it takes like 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes for this to go off, thereby shutting it off completely, running, emptying the AdBlue and everything, just like a systematic shutdown. Anyway, this is the heated seats. There's nothing. This is your caution lights, double lights. Now coming down to this control, this is your cruise control. Increase your cruise control, decrease your cruise control, and this is to resume your cruise control as well. Now this is your retarder function, this tool. Now this is the exhaust brake. This is the downward slope. If you're coming down on the downward slope and this is on, what happens is it senses if you're coming down on a 10 miles per hour and it notices an increase in speed without you accelerating itself, it tries to control it or maintain it, thereby reducing the way you use your brakes. So this is like a reduction system or something, just to make sure you don't wear out the brakes. So this is like an exhaust brake. What it does is like it keeps you on a constant speed. It keeps you on a constant speed within, once you let go of your feet on the accelerator button, pedal, sorry, it just try to maintain it and slow it down gradually. Now this is the gear lock. What happens is, if you're going up the hill or going down the hill and you decide to be in a second gear for the time being, maybe while climbing up the hill without it changing, you flick this button and on your system, on your dashboard, you'll see it will hold a particular gear that you are at the current time you press this. Now this is your normal system. This is your first, second, third gear, drive, neutral, reverse. Obviously you should know how to operate that. Now this is your tipping brake. So when you get to where you want to tip, you might not have to use the service brake all the time. So what happens is you just put on the tipping brake. So when you put on the tipping brake and you're tipping, this is to tip your load. So when you're tipping, because you have to put a little bit of gas to make the bucket go faster. So when you put this tipping brake on and you accelerate, it doesn't move the truck, it just pumps in the hydraulics and let it tip faster. Without this, if you don't put this on and you're trying to tip with the gas on, it just moves in reverse or moves in the direction of where where your gear is, reverse or drive. So best of just put this. It just saves you the time of doing this. And most of the time when I come to get loaded, I just tap this. Now to get this off, if I'm in reverse and I tap this, what happens is, and I want to go off, what you do is put this to drive, or if you're in neutral anyway and you still want to go backward, just take it to neutral, put it back to reverse, and yeah, accelerate. If it gets to a certain momentum, it could start moving at that point, then you get going. So this is your automatic gear. You could put this to two-wheel drive, but most of the time I just leave this here, so it doesn't really make much of a difference anyway. So coming down here, as you can see, we have 3 pedals down here. So this is your retarder. This is your diff lock. You can see the little button on the floor, your diff lock. What it does, obviously, you know what it does. It just activates the 3 or all 6 wheels at once. And this is your brake, and this is your acceleration. Most of the times I just use this, you almost come to a stop, but not a complete stop when using this. But you use the brake when you want to come to a complete stop. It's advisable not to use the brake all the time because you wear out the brake. So most of the time I just use this. And if you use these buttons correctly, you will notice you might not have to be using the brakes all the time. So when you come here, you put this to put the direction of where you want it and all. And now when I was starting off this, I was being confused about the mirrors and all. There's a little trick I used. You see the mirror, the little one down there, it shows, I could see the top of my bucket, but most of the time when you're turning, I just keep it to show my back end tires, so you see where you're going at a certain point. The up ones as well, if you can, shows my back tires, but when you're turning, it just goes out of the mirrors. So when I started recently, when I'm turning and I have to keep adjusting my mirrors in between turns and all, but then I got to use the the little mirror down. You set it properly and you're good to go. So same thing here as well. So put it correctly and you don't have to mess around. So make sure this is in neutral, and we'll just start this up. It's going to be really loud. Put this on first. It comes on, shows you the hours. One more time. Oh yeah. Now this is it. All these are on, and I turn this on. So when I turn this on, you can see everything working as it should. I didn't talk about this. This is your air conditioned system. You should know how it's done. And going up here, you can see your radio system. I know a lot of the old school guys will say don't use your radio while at work or something, but I can't say anything about that. Just do what works for you anyway, but just trying to be safe. So if we come down to this button, yeah, I have to keep this way. Press this, you'll see your load count. If someone asks you for your load count and everything, you'll see, you press this button here, this one shows you your load count. Now you can see on the cycle I've done 27 loads so far, and that is my load counts for today. And most times if you come on the job site, you'll be asked to refresh your load count every day. So what happens is, I have to escape this. Once you press this, you could see on the system it shows my load count, and I use this arrow to go down, and you see it goes down to resets. When I click this select, it shows reset, and I click it again, it just resets my load count for the day, just so it helps me keep track of how many load I've done. So this here is your information. Let's say you have an information service history or warning on anything you miss out, it just shows up here. For now there's nothing. And on here, I'm trying to make sure you guys see everything. On here, setup, you see your timing and everything. Nothing really for here. We'll start here. This shows you your coolant pressure, your coolants, everything okay. This button shows you your oil level, oil temperature, oil pressure and everything. So this other one, hydraulics, obviously shows you your hydraulics, oil and everything. So this shows you your braking, axle brakes and everything. So this is your battery voltage and everything. So what I say about the, can you see here there's a diagram showing you which you're using, but if I press this button on the floor, you could see it activates all the wheels if you're spinning. But now I've let go. But now there is a trick that you do not activate it while you're in motion. You do it maybe you're spinning, one tires are spinning and you're not moving. The trick is you put it to a stop. What I do personally is I just change this to the first gear, put my leg here, and I try to accelerate. Most of the time automatic shut, and most of the time if you're idle, it just shows you this. If I'm waiting to get loaded and this is happening, what happens? I just put my leg on the gas, it goes off, or if not, it just goes off on its own. So basically it's just an easy job. Anyone can do this if you're really determined. This keeps me out of the weather, and I'm happy. Most of the things I learned here, I'm grateful to having good friends. They pull me through. Oh yeah, about the washer, put this, if you push this in, you can see now, yeah, because I'm pushing this in. So turn this for your lighting, flash this like a normal car, and this is your horn. Pum pum. So basically this is the control of this A30G. Really comfortable. Don't forget your seatbelt, and feel comfortable, and I don't mind about this. It just keeps me, like I said, it just keeps me going. Unlike the regular dumpers that might not have a door and everything, it just, but for me, I don't mind being on this anyways, just for a temporary time till I get a hang of it and do some other trainings as well. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. If you have any question, let me know. I'll just keep doing these videos as I can, because I remember going on YouTube to help myself out, you know, just to feel more confident. So this is me just showing everything. If you have any question, if you have any tip for me, you could just drop it and I'll answer when I can. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.